Good morning. Welcome to the decision session for the Executive Member for Children, Young People and Education. I'm Councillor Keith Orrell, the Executive Member. As with all council meetings, this meeting is being webcast. So for anybody watching on the webcast, welcome. Agenda item 1, declarations of interest. There are no declarations of interest for this meeting. Item 2, the minutes of the last meeting. I approve the minutes of the meeting of the 19th of November 2020. Item 3, public participation. There are no registered speakers for the meeting today. Agenda item 4 is the admission arrangements for 2022-23 school year. And to help us with this, I'm joined today by Rachel White and Sarah Moyer, who are going to introduce this item. Rachel, can you introduce it for us, please?
Hi, this is the coordinated admission scheme and admissions arrangements for the school year 2022-23. In summary of the paper, the report seeks the approval of the admissions policies and published admission numbers for community and voluntary controlled schools of whom City of York Council is the admissions authority for the school year beginning September 2022. The report also seeks the approval of the coordinated admission schemes for the City of York area, for which City of York Council is the coordinating authority for applications to start that school year. It also seeks the approval of the proposed changes of catchment areas for 3 specific areas listed within the report: Burbridge Road, York Central and Hull Road. The executive member is recommended to approve the points which I will go through within the paper. So the proposed admission number for all City of York Council schools. This is required to meet the statutory requirement of the School Admissions Code of Practice. The coordinated schemes and admission policies of all City of York Council schools for the 2022-2023 school year. Again, the reason to meet the statutory requirements of the School Admissions Code, and to approve the catchment area changes for the areas affecting City of York Council maintained schools. The reason for this is to meet the statutory requirements of the School Admissions Code of Practice and to allow the continued effective and efficient use of catchment areas within the City of York when allocating school places and the accommodation of future residential developments. As a background, it is the duty of the admission authority to carry out a consultation each year on admission arrangements where these have changed, or at least once within 7 years. We actually operate where we will review the admissions policies and arrangements every year, including for all schools. In the case of maintained schools, the admission authority is the local authority, so City of York Council, whilst for voluntary aided and academy schools, it is the governing body or the academy trust of the school. Admissions policies details what information should be provided by the applicants and how preferences will be ordered according to the oversubscription criteria should schools be oversubscribed, which is the case for a number of schools within the City of York. Published admission numbers, which are referred to as PANs, are important because they relate to the maximum number of pupils it is entitled to admit in the year of entry. So reception in primary, year 3 in junior school and year 7 in secondary school. We do also include year 12, where we look at those who have attended the school within the year 11 and those who will be applying from other schools. It is also the duty of the local authority to have in place area-wide coordinated admission schemes for each coordinated year of entry. The schemes allow all state-funded schools in the local authority area and detail how and when applications can be made and coordinated between the admissions authorities and the local authorities when this will take place. A catchment area is defined as a geographical area from which children may be afforded priority for admission to a particular school. So the consultation process itself, after an invitation from the local authority, All admissions authorities within the City of York Council area again agreed to take part in a joint consultation to provide parents, schools and other interested parties with all the admissions arrangements for all schools within one place for the school year of 2022-23. Although coordinated by the local authority, the responsibility for the formulation, determination and consultation of admission arrangements for schools for which the local authority is not the admission authority remain the responsibility of the respective governing body or academy trust. So each school or multi-academy trust will be determining their own admission arrangements in meetings similar to our own. The consultation which we ran between the 12th of October to the 29th of November 2020 and included all admission arrangements for schools within the local authority area. Information was made widely available online, publicised by schools and the local authority in newsletters, notices and reminders for schools via social media and email. So the published admission number, we have information from Fulford regarding their proposal to increase their published admission number from 240 to 300. We would recommend that we support that decision in line with the Fulford School expansion currently taking place, which is taking place in order to accommodate an increased published admission number. So as I said, we would recommend that that is approved. With regards to the admission policies, there was one request received which came from St Margaret Clitheroe Catholic Multi-Academy Trust, which relates to Our Lady Queen of Martyrs, St Aelred's, St George's and St Wilfrid Primary Schools. The Multi-Academy Trust have aligned all of the admission policies for those 4 schools. Again, we would recommend that we support that. This would allow the schools to have consistency and transparency for the admission arrangements for their schools within the city. And I'll pass you over to my colleague Sarah in relation to summarising the catchment areas.
Thank you, Rachel.
So as Rachel's already said, a catchment area is defined as a geographical area from which children are given priority to a specific school. We've operated successfully under a catchment area system in York for quite a long time now. And most schools have and academies have a catchment area with the exception of a few religious schools. So we're proposing changes to 3 areas of the city. There's the Boroughbridge Road area, which includes the primary schools Poppleton, Ousbank and Carr Infant and Junior School. There's the York Central area, which includes the primary schools Scarcroft Road, Poppleton Road, St Paul's Primary School and St Barnabas Primary School. And then there's the whole road area of the city, which includes the primary schools Badger Hill and Lord Derrymore's and the secondary schools Archbishop Holgate's and Fulford. So the reason we're proposing these changes to catchment, well, us and the Associated Multi-Academy Trusts are proposing these changes to catchment areas now are because of known housing developments that are due to commence in these areas shortly, that make it, with the additional children that were expected from these areas, meaning that we need to better accommodate these children through these changes. Or because the geographical location of the housing developments mean that the area is no longer best suited to be covered by the current catchment area, and it's better to move it to the new catchment area. So we recommend that these changes are approved.
Thank you very much, Rachel and Sarah, and thank you to all the officers who've been involved in organising what I think is a complex process. So thank you all for that. Following the details you've outlined, I'm pleased to approve the recommendations on page 3 of the agenda. The recommendations are: first, that the proposed published admission numbers for all City of York Council schools for the school year beginning in September 2022 are set out in Annex A. Secondly, the coordinated schemes and admission policies for all City of York schools for the 2022-23 school year are set out in Annexes B to AB. And finally, third, approve the catchment area changes for the areas affecting City of York Council maintained schools are set out in annexes AD to AK. With that approval of the recommendations, I'll close the meeting now. Thank you very much for everybody who's been involved. Thank you.
Thank you.